What's up, guys? I got the webcam on this time, and I wanted to watch some LTA Sul, or South. The reason why is I'm just kind of curious where these teams are at. Also, I kind of just want to watch my boy, Jose Dioto. I mean, who doesn't like watching him, right? He's a fun player. So, IE versus Red. I do recognize some of the names, not all of them, I'll be honest. I actually remember scouting a little bit on Frosty 2 years ago. 2 years ago. He was alright. He wasn't too bad. Ackerman is obviously like a mainstay name in LLA for a long time. I always just kind of viewed him as a Recon Nami player. I'm curious like where this is gonna go with this team per se. And yeah, let's just get into it, guys. So let's look at what their meta is. You know, we got Jace first pick. Sounds great. Okay, I assume this is on what is it, 25.1.2 or whatever the patch is, right? The second patch. Calista, Skarner removes Cassante and Bessa. So the fact that they banned both these champions, right? Both these champions, yeah, like Jace priority is like through the freaking roof, man. It is way up there once you get both these removed, way up there. So I'm kind of curious what their answer to Jace top is. I mean, like, there's old school stuff like Gragas, but like I said, we'll see. So Varus, high priority. At the same time, there's MF on the map, so I don't really think that's like... It's a fine pick. It's just, I don't think you have to like rush into it, right? Sejuani, Zyra's up. Zyra's not exactly the happiest playing against Varus. Sejuani, though. Some people with Lilia. I mean, because they, at this point, what's up? MF, Ezreal, Ashe. There's plenty. And Jinx. There's so many picks. And Corki's still up. So, you could just ride out the Corki, and you kind of need the AP jungle, though. So, you might just play Zyra anyways. Or Maokai. Maokai would be, like, okay, but it's not really what you want for your AP choice. If you do Maokai, you would do an AP mid probably at that point. So they slam Aurora. So we took Ashe. See, this pick I feel like doesn't matter so much because if you're taking Varus, like I said, there's so many options that you can drop and do your ADC pick, your AD pick, and your support pick at the same time, which is typically more beneficial for you. She's a fine pick. I just would have preferred like something else here, to be honest. So if they're playing against Jace top, there's probably an idea of lane swapping, and if that's the case, then you're wow. They just slammed that, didn't they? I don't know if that's the slam. I'll be honest, I don't know if that's really the play. I'm not the biggest fan of that. Silas fan? Maokai ban. See, that one's expected. At this point, though, you know, you actually could ride out playing Ivern because you have Ashe. So if Jose, and it's not like it's really a Jose pick, to be honest, but like you could play it. Victor. So they have a really control-based comp, right? I mean, they have Sejuani, Victor, not necessarily the greatest of 2v2s, just like Victor's very independent. He's going to try to farm and then harass Aurora the best he can, right? You can make 2v2 around mid-jungle a lot more lethal based on whatever Jose does, and that'll draw attention. Right now, the top picks, obviously, like they don't want to lane swap. They want to fight 2v2 and 1v1 if they're doing these picks. So what direction are they going to go? I feel like it's going to be the mid-jungle thing, to be honest. So they take Wukong. Mr. Wukong. It's not bad. It's not my favorite. I'm not, like, in love with playing Wukong into Sejuani. It's fine. But it's like, it's not my favorite thing. I'll have to do. Because one thing people need to also consider is, like, I don't view Wukong as a early game jungler. Like, yes, like he can play fine, but like I don't find him nearly as good as Xin, as Vi, if that is like your purpose. Now, of course, I do think Wukong at 6, right? Like his level 6 is really good. It's definitely better than these other two. And that's kind of like what you're playing on. And of course, he has a dash, which is always great. Same with Vi. Zen's not like the happiest playing into these two per se, but he buys you space, and you're kind of playing at this point already to like just play around the range and then just all-inning right away. So we'll see what happens. I mean, because Wukong 3 camp ganking or things like that, also not good. Definitely not good. And we took a Bard. But I feel like the Bard doesn't really slot in anywhere here. Like, I feel like I personally would prefer just taking Rel at this point. Yeah, definitely Rel. You don't want to take... I mean, Ashe Leo is strong, but then, like, Cleanse has a lot of value. Don't really want to do that. You don't want to blind Nautilus. Rel can also play into Braum. They could Braum, per se, which is a little obnoxious, I'll admit. But again, Rel is just looking for the big combos and not, like, the end of the world. But we slam Bard. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I'm curious where this is going to go. For sure, blue side level 1 is way stronger, and so they can get wards, and they should invade for wards to position this. I mean, you know what? There's a couple ways they can approach this, and there's actually one that's really nice to do. When we get into it. Oh, okay, here we go. So, one strategy, and I'm going to put my thing on the bottom left now. One strategy that is really nice to do is you have the Ashe sneak in here. This guy can already flex a little bit, though. He'll eat shit, so like you have to space it decent. But by Ashe being in here, she has her volley, right? That's like this range or something, or W. If it hits someone, they get slowed, you can chase them down. Like, it's simple as that. Wukong's going to start E no matter what. So you actually have some capability to stick. And that will get you your ward. And you don't have to dedicate everyone up here. Like, your Bard could be sitting down here still to overwatch if they get a counter ward. Very simple. You also, in theory, could just invade straight up and get your wards. Get all your wards in this area, and then you have the option to almost, I guess, essentially fake swap. But at the same time, you kind of want the lanes as is because it just looks better for you. Like, I think lane swapping for the Sejuani Renekton, not so necessary. So I think having this spread start and using the Ashe this way, a lot better. As you can tell, it looks like they're going to try to do something, right? Like, their Ashe is positioned over here. She's not in the bot tribe, but nothing happens. So yeah, I think this is a wasted level 1 by IE. Like, I don't know. I feel like they could have fished for a lot more than that. So they end up lane swapping. They blind swap to dodge the Jace, which, by the way, so like I said, they could fake swap, and I guess it's also important to note that if they did get these wards up here, they would ensure to know if these guys are going to swap for the Jace, right? Like, because like again, if I'm the Renekton, I don't want to verse this guy level 1. I just don't. For bot lane, I actually don't want to face these guys 2v2 either. So the fact that they did essentially nothing on IE side is bad. So red goes up level 1, these guys go down level 1.
Então a Red tá perseguindo justamente o Burdol. Ele veio pra cima, pulou.
That was bad. That was so bad.
Seja bem-vindo a LTA Sul,
He has to TP back. He needs to TP back. The Wukong, so it looks like the Wukong started his Raptors and he's moving up. He's gonna recover, right? So he's gonna like just cover in case of a dive or something. The fact that this guy did not base TP, now it means he drops all this shit, which is obviously awful. Just, oh, he stayed. But he still dropped a lot of XP, no? Surely he did, because he got zoned initially. Because Renekton's not getting zoned. Like when we get in this situation here, which by the way, the Wukong could try to help, but because he didn't base TP, he can't help. Yeah, he's definitely dropping CS, and this guy's not. So there's an XP advantage for FNB along with a CS, like just gold value difference. And the Sejuani, what did the Sejuani do? He looked mid? Oh, okay. He was just briefly looking because it looks like the Victor has an advantage. And I assume that stems from Miri? Are you? Miro? I don't know how to say his name. Just playing too hard for push, which puts him in an awkward spot. By the way, can I just state, when they're doing this, like, the wave is gonna pull out, the Sejuani is on your side, and the Wukong is not. Do they know where the Wukong is? I mean, the Wukong never would have showed mid yet. I think once you see this, oh, but the thing is, it's like, it's a little late, no? And you don't have a ward. The Wukong... Nah, because the decision already would have been made. So on wave 4, right here, you see this? They can pull this wave, and they should. Like, you pull this wave and freeze it, and then you play for a bounce. Like, okay, so this is how it's gonna work, right? So, like, the wave is pushing in, correct? This wave will put, and then look at the mini-map. So look at the mini-map that I'm putting down. It's gonna pull in. You're gonna create a freeze. Your Sejuani's on this side, who can gank? Wukong could, in theory, be here. That is true, Wukong could be here, which is, you know, annoying. But regardless, he has to run up and they have to help. The Bard would have to base and go top as well to break this freeze. Now the Renekton is solo versus Ashe, not bad, right? If this doesn't occur, let's say, like, because again, I don't think they actually have knowledge that Wukong did this, like, halving, then that means the Jace is screwed. Like, the Jace is just going to drop a ton of experience. It's very easy to zone him. And the Bard will still have to base, recover, just to crash. And then you're going to progress on bot side. And then you'll get set up for grubs really well. Because once you freeze it and you win out, then you crash, you base, then you can play for grubs with a super buy. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of things from this that could be so bad for the Jace, but they decide to regrow the wave and look for a dive. Yeah, they never checked. Yeah, they have no idea what he's doing. Okay, so it is a blind guess, right? But regardless, I think it's better to just create the freeze and just play out. And then just wait to see, you know, if Wukong's gonna be top. Because if Wukong is top, then at least you're wasting his time too. That's a positive. But they did get it to work in the end. It's just not pretty. And he gets XP. H just has everything, and he has flash. The Seju goes first. For sure, the Seju always goes first. And he should be committing his body more because he could take one more shot. I don't know. That was extremely fucking dicey. Like, he actually can flash that W, by the way. There's not an issue. He could flash that, and then he could flash over the Rakan spell, and he'd be fine. So he actually screws this up, the Jace. And even despite him screwing it up, Look how close this guy was to dying. Imagine if he died, and the Jace got a double kill, and he got Varus Flash. So he got Varus Flash, Seju Flash, heal. Nah, that's so bad. That's so bad. That's so bad for them. So Grubs is up in a minute, so the Wukong's gonna do his 2 camps, and they're gonna play for Grubs. The wave is pulling out, and the wave is building out for the Renekton. So the Renekton is gonna have a TP timer and be chilling, which is not great. Really? That's interesting. I wonder if they can stop the Grubs though with Renekton TP. Also, technically, the Renekton shouldn't do the cannon wave. I know he wants to, but if they really want to be prepared to fight for this, he wouldn't do it. See how it's too late? And by the time the Seju bases, the Wukong will at least get 1 Grub. I'm kind of confused why they decided to do this, knowing that they have TP advantage. This is just a bad play by Red. Like, the rule is, you know, TP for Grubs. Like that's like kind of like the way people like view this game right now. It's like TP for Grubs is like the most important objective. He literally could have pathed upwards. This guy will be perfectly fine, though the fact that he didn't get his base off is extremely odd. He's full HP. They have no solid CC, so why did he leave? Is FNB okay? Like, I'm looking at this guy and I'm thinking to myself, I think you should try to, like, live the dive, to be honest. I think he played way too conservative, and he actually dropped a lot more CS than I thought. And then he didn't base on the bounce back, so he didn't actually get a buy. So the Jace is... Nah, the Jace is not really that much stronger. He does have more health to play around with. There's also still an XP differential. But it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be in the end. But yeah, no, the Seju shouldn't come down here. And the Renekton... The Renekton needs to finish this wave, and then he should literally base afterwards. That's it, he should literally base now. And so what he could do is actually run to Grub so he might have TP. And then you can look to fight for it. And get like 2 Grubs at least. In this case, the way that they do it, impossible. Literally impossible to do it. So... I mean, like, I gotta really consider if this is worth it or not. So for Jose, you know, like, he finishes these out, you take the crab, which I think is fine. Your bot camps are open, the Jace still has no flash, and he's kind of in a shit spot, right? And the Seju is gonna path down, which could be an issue, right? The only upside is, it is true that the Varus has no flash, and the fact that they have 3 Grubs, if you do assume this guy passed down, you can get a lot off this. So maybe this is actually pretty good by Jose. Because, like, even though his bot camps are open, ideally you go down, you protect the Jace. At the same time, these guys are playing like kind of... These guys are being really brazen. Like, the way they're playing forward is way out of line. And I wonder how much they can get off the top side, because even though Dragon's also up, like, you know, you want to play for Dragon, right? Like, the bot lane... The bot lane's kind of stuck. They're not going to be able to shift downwards, but neither will the enemy duo. So it's just Jace, Renekton. You lose that. This is good. This is actually good. Because, like, if I think about Drag 1, 2, right? These guys are locked. Like, I don't think that much is going to change with the 2v2 for them moving, unless they're gonna even base. And for the Jace, like, moving at this point is kind of like a drop, but also the Renekton and the Seju will for sure be stronger than you. In a 2v2 fight around Dragon, and at that point, it's like, why would I do that? Like, if I pat down here, I'm just defending this guy, they're gonna take the Dragon anyways. So if I go for this play, I could actually get something really... I could actually get something out of it, right? And that's what they get. So now that he's dead, you clear the wards, you gotta recover bot. But I'm actually kind of surprised. They should hit. Like, the only thing is, like, you go down tempo, right? But man, I really want to hit it. Like, I don't care what the Rakan does. Like, personally, I would do the next wave. I feel like I would do the next wave and I would keep hitting. And then take a late base, because if I'm already losing Dragon, there's nothing up to worry about. What does the tempo matter? You know? Like, I'm already losing my bot camps too as Jose. Like, you might as well get something out of this. I think they didn't ride this through enough. So now, you got nothing off the top turret. You do get tempo on the map still. I guess the upside is we can run to Dragon and we can go for Dragon still. I guess that's like the upside of the play. Especially because Seju, like, you know, she's fucking with the Aurora versus just going to the Dragon now. But she could start hitting the Dragon right now. And then the Renekton could move over and they would be on the Dragon. Like, the Seju's like going for the bot camps, but like she could literally be on this. And if they end up taking it anyways, then the play was shit. And so they got it anyway, so yeah, no, the play was bad. They should have hit topside as IE. Ashe and Bar should have just hit the top turret. So I don't like that. I actually like the idea to kill the no flash Varus, but I don't like the aftermath. So Aegis is just gonna clear his top side. That'd be the most obvious thing to do. The Grubs is in a minute. You can't use your R yet. You have to wait for the Grubs. I think Asher will be back up in time. If not, then that was just kind of a waste. Punk's trying to get his item. Does he have it? If he has it, it's gonna be massive. Oh, we take the fight every time. We got the Triforce. We take it every time. Jace has TP, Victor has TP. Renekton doesn't have TP, so that's why they're doing these lane assignments. The Jace is gonna get shit on in bot by the Victor. For sure, the Jace will get shit on by the Victor. Once the Victor hits this, the Victor shouldn't touch the plates. The Victor should already be moving up. Like, he should literally be going up already. It's always such a common thing. I don't think these teams value Grumps as much as other regions, I guess. 'Cause these guys were always gonna be a little late too. If you look at when the actually the Ashe is kind of late. But they know that Jace is late on his base. Actually, did they screw this up? Because the Aurora had an even base over them. And the Ashe and the Bar should just go mid at this point. The Jace can stay top, and then he can actually TP back top, and then the Aurora could literally have gone bot to hit this. And that would have been fine. Instead, they keep Aurora mid, and now the Jace has to base and run all the way bot while holding his TP, which is not good. Yeah. So coming from base, it should have been bot, mid, stay, TP. I think this would have made the most sense. Like, TP back to, like, lane or, like, the Grubs, right? Because then he could get, like, his buy and get his mana refresh and everything. And the map looks way better for them. Because now you don't have to do this weird thing where this guy's basing and then going bot, and then the Aurora is staying mid, and then we're sending the Ashe top. Like, Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Also, the Grubs are up and the Ashe Arrow is still down, so the Ashe Arrow bot lane was bad. It was bad. Also, I'm surprised Varus went Barrier instead of Cleanse. That's kind of ballsy. Really ballsy, actually. So the Victor's late on the shift. We're starting it as red side, which, to be fair, the Victor should have been moving now. Fuck the next wave, move now. Because this is the mid wave that you're caring about. So you're gonna 3-man, and then the Victor's moving up. You're gonna have to forfeit and run back from this as they flex into you. Then you're gonna shift over and start hitting. The Jace will be on mid, or on bot. But then you'll get firm control with the Renekton coming around. And you're chilling, you have it. You have the Grubs. And then who's TPing bot? The Victor. And that's it. So let's see how they play this out. So we Bard ulti the front line. We're trying to buy time. Our Jace needs to TP now. His TP's super late. He needs to TP now already. So his TP's a little late. Naturally, the Aurora gets blasted because she's just in the middle of everyone, and the Jace is not even here yet, so like you can't initiate yet. Yeah. This is a nightmare. Oh, what a nightmare, bro. What a nightmare. Yeah, this was just such a fucking mess. Like, even from just, I think the Bard ulti's actually, like, okay. Like, let's look at this from this point of view. I think when the guy's saying, I'm gonna Bard ult, like I said, Jace TP. Here comes the TP. TP's coming down, right? We're doing a TP. Bard ulti here. The Wukong is sending himself over to position for his R. Okay? Position for his R, and then he has W, and then another R. The Ashe can now hit freely from this side. They have to press into the Ashe. But the Ashe is going to retreat, and she has Flash. So that, they'll get literally nothing out of this. And then the Aurora is now just sitting here, so while you're having Wukong R, the Aurora R is coming up. It's not a bad setup. Like, for how things turned out with the lane assignments, in the end of the day, this is this is definitely playable. From red side, it's like they immediately start pulling before Victor's there. They got no poke down. The Ragon is getting pushed out. The Renekton is just like here, and this Renekton has no value just sitting here. Like, the Renekton should be like shifting around and fucking with them. So, I don't know, like this FNB is like doing absolutely nothing here. And this is why this is so awkward, because like if FNB was like here, he could move this way. And he'd be in position to actually do something, but he's not in position to do anything. So this guy's like made this really, really bad. This guy should have shifted earlier. Really, really bad. Okay? But yeah, I mean, it turned out this way just because, you know, the fact that Wukong has to W to get into reach is a big no-no. Like, Jose should know better. Like, he can't play it that way. And yeah, they aced them. Like, they got aced. And Victor lived. And they got 3 Grubs. So now they just have to play for the second dragon, and they got that. There's no turret in any, like, range to be just dying. So they're in, like, a super, super, super good spot. And Dragon's in a minute, and what's even better is that these guys have TP on Renekton. So Renekton should be going top lane. Like, this is the next objective. He has TP. Why the fuck is he going bot lane? Why is he doing that? I don't know. Hello? Get your head in the game, bro. Go top. Literally, go top. Like, you actually have TP advantage because these guys screwed up their lane assignments before Herald, or before Grubs. So, like, they're in, like, the perfect spot. Literally, they are in the perfect spot to do something. And they screwed up the lane assignments. Instantly. They screwed them up. So now I find ourselves, we did, what, one wave bot lane as Renekton, and now we're mid. We lost Renekton R, we lost Varus R, but we effectively pushed them out to take drag. But I feel like we didn't have to do it that, like, it definitely did not have to be that way. I don't think it had to be that way.
Aí, meus amigos, o lance é o seguinte, essa é a melhor gameplay, a primeira gameplay do dia. Quem vencer aqui tá classificado pra jogar quase no final aí dessa nossa primeira etapa da LTA Sul. Vai aí disputar na sequência, né?
Herald's in 2 minutes, so this is about the time frame where they want to get sums. If they can get Ashe Cleanse, that'd be really massive. Jace has no flash, so already to me, leaning bot seems kind of whatever. Like, as a jungle, I want to go get my blue, I want to get my Gromp, I want to base, and then I want to go and fish for sums with my Sejuar. That's what I want to do. I might not, maybe I'll do my blue and I'll go mid afterwards. Regardless, try to get the last of the sums out. It also looks like they're gonna have all their flashes up while the enemy is down 2 core flashes for the Herald. So the Herald is gonna be, like, IE should already be thinking, don't fight the Herald. Unless they're inting, don't fight it. If you can get sums as IE without expending your ultis, awesome. So here, you know, we end up killing this guy, but we burn both ultis on a flashless target, and if I'm IE, I'm kind of like, sure. I mean, you got gold, right? You got the turret. You know, this does give you the feats, but now you made Herald like way harder to fight. So how does that affect it? Can they even fight? Despite them doing this, can they not fight it? Because they're pretty late on the map. It's like, once this play comes through, like, he's dying now, right? They immediately react because they want to steal camps topside. Sure. Okay, I get that. The Bard should already be basing. The Bard's like way late. Bard should already have based. The Wukong should have already based. They wasted so much time. Like, the Wukong runs all the way down to get the Raptors, and then he bases. So Bard's late, Wukong's late. Unless Wukong doesn't have a lot of gold, because when's the last time Wukong based? He came from base now. So he came from base at 1340. He took 2 camps, 3 camps, 4 camps, 5 camps. Yeah, just base. Huh? Just base. Just get your little bit of gold that you have. Like, get another longsword. Maybe you have hammer or something like that. That's like good enough. The Bard gets wards. The Aurora is zoned. And so like they're playing the zone for the top turret, but to me, like, I don't care. Like, I want to pull this objective on the spot. So we could have had up tempo, up tempo, up tempo, up tempo. Like, I mean, he could stay technically, probably. Like, everyone would be good to go. And they have to flip the Victor bot for the TP disadvantage. So that's basically all you're playing on, is the TP. Like, your Jace is gonna have push, and then these guys are gonna send Victor bot to collect. So that's like the only advantage you have from this. But yeah, these guys are so late on the map, that you can't even really take enough advantage of that window. That was good by them. That was actually pretty good by them. Look, so they cleared this pink, right? They also had wards by the Otacon, so like they know where they're going, right? And they're not really thinking, like, I mean, like, it's so obvious though, no? Like, it's so obvious that this is just like a hard position to walk into. But it's good that they planted the trap to be there to ambush them, and oh my god, he almost died. Yeah. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Does this actually turn out well for blue despite it? Because Aurora's dead for 30, and so fuck the top turret. We're pulling Herald now. Like, the Seju will be fine. She can still play. But we do the top turret, and now it's kind of late doing Herald. She's up in 15. The Jace is hitting bot. Then Victor TP? Well, the Jace should just move straight up to these guys as well. Which is why this also looks weird. And then Wukong should also not be so... Wukong shouldn't be looking through the side as much as he is. What's the Jace buying? Nah, that doesn't fucking matter, dude. Are you kidding me? Just shift. This guy should literally shift, and they can actually play on mid while she stays here. God damn it, man. So I think the number one thing I'm witnessing from this game is that the idea of turns and like where you position players from base to deployment is really not like apparent enough. And so like if that's not apparent enough, then you're kind of stuck in a lot of situations where you're just playing behind. Like you're taking fights, like you're taking all these fights that you're just in a disadvantaged state. So like these guys spent time to take the top turret. Okay, this gives time now for IE to recover fully, and then also has their TP on Aurora to play in, right? She doesn't have R. The Victor just has to press W here. The Wukong has no R as well, by the way. Why are we scared as red side to play forward? That's what I'm curious on. Like, he's getting kited, but he should still just run at them. No flash. He has flash. The flash is a problem. That is for sure. We did note that. Like, that's just because they lost flashes recently. Oh! Oh! That's actually so much more rough than I thought, them losing those flashes there. That's probably why they played on this. But personally, I feel like with the Victor's position, he should just fucking walk up on them and blast them. Like, this guy could get all of Ash's sums out, like, instantly, and the fight's already looking winning, and you play forward. I think Victor played, like, a little bitch here too much, and so because he did that, and he gave Aurora so much benefit of the doubt, it gave the opportunity for IE to, like, hold them, and yeah, that's... So Aegis dies too. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. And then this guy canceled their bases, which is great for Dragon setup. But that's kind of crazy. How much value that came from that, just because the Victor was too scared to just walk up when knowing that there was no ultis on these guys. I mean, if they kill Varus, they get the drag, right? But was it a good look? No flash? No excuse to miss that fucking Ash arrow. No excuse. None. Like, he has only one way to go, and that's here. If he moves this way, he gets hit by her. That's rough. They lost 3 fucking ultis just for that situation. Yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty even game. In the end of the day, it's a pretty even game. But the problem is that Jace is just a way better champion. in this current state. So you're kind of just progressively advancing forward. Like the only way this like kind of goes in the way for red is with Victor. Like Victor's your key. Okay, he's just caught in no man's land. Is he just dead? Okay. Okay, we just kind of killed ourselves as IE, which is interesting. Was there any way for them to make this better? So Ash sends it with the Ash Arrow. Gets McHale's. Jace has Flash. Jace should still send it with his Flash, no? Or is it bad? I wonder if this is just too... They're just too focused, you know? Like, in theory, where Ackerman is, Ackerman should be leaning this side as well. Like, he shouldn't be on the left side, he should be on this side. And he realizes he needs to be here. Technically, he could R and then R over, and it could work. But it's pretty awkward. I mean, it's just... Like, they always know they need a ward there, too, by the way. Like, you must have a ward in that brush. Everyone knows that when you're sieging the tier 2. Like, you have to lay claim to that area. So in many ways, you could say the Ash Arrow with a Bard's position, these kinds of things were all kind of off. Okay. Kind of just died. I might just let this play out at this point, just to see how they do the fights, out of curiosity. Because a lot of the lane assignments, I think, like, kind of carry over and over again. Like, in this case, like, these guys are contesting their Aurora just... Okay, I mean, you kind of need to know what happens, though, with this stuff. Because Aurora got the top wave. The Jace is going to push another, right? So the Aurora is here. Jace has TP. It's no good TP targets. Bardar is on. Flashes. No flash on the Victor. Holy shit. Shouldn't they just Bardar on the Victor at this point and then just send it with the TP on Jace? The only thing is they don't have Aurora. I just don't know how important that is to the scheme. But I feel like you send it in some ways. Man, I really want to send it here. It has to be the Aurora that they're waiting on. And that's why they're not going for it. Has to be. But these guys would also have to start face tanking the damage and protect him while this is happening. So the Wukong doesn't have aura as well. So the Astra will come down on the Rakan. It might be worth the pull. I'm not gonna lie. It might be worth the pull. I'm really trying to figure out if this is right. Because the Bardar hits him, he's frozen, right? They have to hold the line. The Varus needs to move over and help. But they'll see the Varus coming. The Rakan can't face tank the damage he wants to face tank. Like, he has no armor. Like, he's gonna get shredded. And these CDs are almost up. So, like, I feel like the fight will extend to the point where the ultis will come up. And it looks pretty good. I mean, the Jace also will TP here. So if the Varus walks in, the Jace is gonna walk into him. I don't know. It actually, that might have been a moment. That actually might have been a moment there. Because afterwards, it's like, for one, the Aurora should not leave. She should stay. And we should do the next mid-wave together. She should walk all the way around, and we do the next mid-wave together. Fuck the top wave. I don't like that they're, like, kind of giving this wave, and then half contesting, and then the Aurora TP's... Oh, she does a shorty TP, so we lose the Aurora TP. Oh my god. Oh, it's such a tragedy. That was actually such a worse play than I thought. And again, it just really stems towards, like, how do you want to contest? You know, like, who do you want to contest? How do you want to contest? And once you figure that out, then you can play the game. But until you do that, it's kind of just, you know, meaningless. Like, some of your actions kind of just feel meaningless. Like, that's crazy. So they get the Otacon, which means now they should be trying to pull Baron pronto. Like, screw any idea of trying to, like, take fights in the jungle, invade this way. Like, just prep for the Baron, you have the damage, and look for it. So they're trying to get vision, which is fine. This is the part of the Baron prep, okay? Part of the Baron prep. Our Renekton has a move. No, don't go back bot. Please just move. Please just move. We can pull the Baron already. They have no flash on Ashe, Wukong, Jace. We have flashes on 4 out of 5 members. Like, the fight is good. The fight is good. Look at our gold. What are our items? 2 items, 2 items, 2 items, 2 items, 3 items. This protects you from arrows. Literally 1 item. One item. This guy's strong. So your strong members are basically these guys, and so you have an advantage. You have an advantage on your items even. Please move. Stop this bullshit of, like, I gotta do another wave. Screw it. Who cares? Like, I want this guy here. Still scared to pull. They wasted it. They're not gonna pull. They wasted it. They basically told themselves, play for soul. And don't get me wrong, it's not necessarily bad, but I feel like even the way they played the soul point is just terrible. Like, these guys are contesting so far forward. Mid makes no sense. They have, like, Sejuani, you don't have vision. Makes no sense by IE. At the same time, for red, if you're gonna get vision up here just to bait, just to get soul with this Otacon, where the hell is your vision? So, yeah, IE kind of gave it to them in the end, to be honest. The Otacon was not really exactly what I wanted from it. And so it looks like what all red's gonna do at this point is they're just gonna try to bait, pull, poke, and that's it. The Jace could win the side if he really wants to. He really could. It's pretty good for them, though. Like, I mean, like, he's going on the tank Jace, but the Jace is not gonna die, so they actually lost a ton of shit from that. I feel like, okay, so the Victor can do a lot in this case to them here, but the Wukong has a really good flank right now. Like, he's just, like, obnoxiously on the side, and you're all inning this way. So everyone's gonna have to move this way while the Wukong progresses this way. Varus can never throw R at him, unless it's like he's, like, really close. So at this point, shouldn't we just Bard R this? Like, shouldn't we just throw the R at this point at them? Like, I don't know why he wants to move this way. Like, you don't want to move this way. If you move this way, it's... The flow of the fight is going this way. If you go this way to match it, then the Wukong can never go in. Because the second he goes in, they'll just back up and they'll kill you, and then your guys aren't here. If you keep them here, it's a way better situation. So if this is an int, engaging on the Jace is an int, but we can't actually punish it because our carries are here now. See? Like, they can't do shit. They can't hit. And the Wukong can't do anything either. So now the Wukong is just... can't do anything. I don't know. I am not too happy with some of the... I'm not happy with the Bard performance. Let's say that. I'm not happy with the Bard performance. I'm really not happy about it. I also hate... Why did he go Ludens? What? No wonder why this is so bad, too. Why did he not go... what the hell is it called? Whatever the ulti version is, why would he not go that? Like, you always go that because your champion is just all about that. It's your ultimate. Like, Aurora is her ultimate. Like, that makes no sense. No sense at all. They fucking got it. What is Red letting them do, man? I mean, he dies, but it's like... they can't even pull... They have to pull Elder on the spot. So it's just determining if that 10 seconds, that left 12 seconds matters enough. It does. Oh no, they're idiots. Hey, first thing they should have done. They should have pulled the dragon out. Right? So the dragon's here. Even if it takes a little bit of time, it'll take like 2 seconds. Hit the dragon, pull it out real quick. Now that it's here, everyone can move more easily out of this like situation. 2, like, why is Aegis flashing? Like, this guy has full sums. He has cleanse flash. Wukong flash. They just got jebaited. They got jebaited. Do they still lose? If they still lose, it's, you know, it is what it is, but like, I'm just gonna tell you right now, in that situation, what could have been better? I actually want to know. So Ashe has to flash away. The flash was not bad. The Bardar was good. The Bardar literally got both. So Snaker needs to not go any further and let Birdo handle this. That's the first thing. The Aurora TP's coming down. So Snaker screws himself. Literally everything was fine until he screwed himself. Got it. Yeah, that's literally it. And Aurora still doesn't have her ulti because she went this stupid item. Ludens. And that's it. That's the game. Has to be the game. Oh god, it's taking so long to close out a game with this massive lead and soul. I'm just zooming through because like I just want to see, can they actually win this? They actually had a 50. Oh my god, it turned to a 50-50 situation. All right. Anyways, because I'm already at 52 minutes for this video, what you guys need to understand is 1, grubs. The importance of grubs. 2, lane assignments. Like this is a massive deal. Lane assignments and then how this deals with TPs. Okay? Like big fucking thing. 3, flashes. Like I won't lie, there's a lot of cases where like they need to be thinking more about who has flash, who doesn't have flash, how long do we need to wait? Should I pull? What's our timer? Shifts, literally shifts. Like this was also a thing. Like I think a lot of times like this guy are just greeting way too hard and not just staying on their shifts. Shift timers. Yeah, I mean I think a lot, and of course this was really bad. Like this actually did matter a lot. Also, I don't think he should go Mercs. Like I know Mercs is good for, you know, like the CC that's coming through. And maybe that's why you do want to go it, but I still feel like personally, if you're the solo AP, you kind of just have to wing it, man. Kind of just have to wing it and go for it. So there's a lot of things on both sides. Like both sides were making these mistakes. And oh, and also just your pick timings, you know? I should probably split that, but like your pick timings. timings to wow. I'm trying to remember what it is. This one popped up a little bit, but like pick timers related towards your objective timings. Like when the objective is coming up in a minute, typically don't blow your fucking ulti if the guy can come back and fight for it, because now you're down your ulti. It didn't really make a big difference. Unless like that wiggle room of space that you have, like controlling the space first, matters more. So at the end of the day, to me, yeah, these teams have a lot to like catch up on. Like this is a big focus point for NACL teams, like getting better at this kind of stuff. This is what these guys need to get better at, because for fighting wise, they like to fight. You're getting a lot of practice in fighting and fight approaches, but until you fix this other stuff, you're not even gonna have a chance to do what you want to do. So, and the lane swap, and like the initial lane swap level 1 thing, not the greatest. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, see ya.